Well, just got home from PlayStation, the Sony store. Got my hands on the Ps4 and all, Highly disappointed. I mean, it's had to be the biggest waste of time I ever spent on a video game. And I'm going to say, maybe it's because they didn't have, nothing, no interesting games at the time. But the games they had on there was just like, who the fuck is going to spend $400 to play this shit? But my review of it, the controller was good, felt good. You can tell by the left, the L2 and R2, L1 and L2, the triggers, that they completely copied Xbox. The 360 triggers, the left bumper, you know what I'm saying? The left and right bumper is a horizontal bumper. Left and right triggers are vertical, and that's damn near exactly how they have it on the PS4 controller. Controller feels good in your hand. Honestly, it kind of feels like an Xbox controller. The handles are longer, a little bit more comfortable. Controller feels extremely cheap though. Feels like if you drop it 2 inches from the ground, it's gonna shatter. You know what I'm saying? Like a phone and shit. The screen on it, it's not really a screen. It's like a little clicker button or whatever the fuck. Feels cheap too. Like you press too hard and that's a wrap. I don't really know what they can really get out of that shit though. I don't see it. I know niggas talk about Kinect and what Kinect can and can't do, and they don't see what's the use. I see no use at all out of that screen. No joke. And I mean, you can call me a fanboy, an Xbox fan, or whatever the fuck you want. I don't care, man. You can suck my dick. Experience I had today was awful. Knack. Anybody who spends $60 on Knack needs to get shot multiple times in the ass with multiple different guns, and then suck on a rocket launcher like a dick. Straight up, this shit was terrible. Frame rates was terrible. Shit kept on dropping. Shit kept on slowing down when you do something on there. And then niggas talk about Rise and it's one button mashup, dude. The only two buttons I can press in the game were jump, X, and punch, square. I mean, I was trying to find something else to do. Eventually down the line, after playing for 20 minutes, you can press circle once, out the whole map, and do some shit that, maybe for about 5 seconds. And then that was it. Textures, trash. The textures on the game was trash. And I'm sitting there looking like, well, where the fuck is this power? And niggas use the excuse like, oh, Knack wasn't, supposed to be that kind of game. Man, shut up. Shut the fuck up and stop trying to defend that bullshit. That shit garbage. Garbage, nigga. Trash. Anyway, moving on. Octodad. It completely fucks with my train of thought. It baffles me that people actually put comments on YouTube saying this game is the reason they want a PS4. God, that shit was all fucking horrendous, man. Bruh, the Sony reps was laughing at this game. I mean, dude. Bruh, that shit was trash. You know what I'm saying? The nigga who was playing next to me before the shit crashed, the nigga who was playing next to me was looking around. Had the controller in his hand. He starts playing. He looks at the controller. He's moving. He's like, he look at me. He looks around. Then he makes a comment. And he curses loud. He looks around. What the fuck kind of game is this? Loud. You hear me? Kids was in the store, everything. Talking about the Sony reps start dying laughing. Cracking up laughing. I'm laughing. He immediately jumps out of that shit to go to FIFA. When he goes to FIFA loads for about 5-6 seconds. And then the screen goes blank. And I'm like, I wasn't paying too much attention. But he was like, man, what the fuck? What's going on? And I glanced over. Then still didn't pay it too much attention. I just noticed the screen was black. I'm like, okay. And then the screen gets blue. And I'm sitting right next to it. I can see it, of course. I'm looking at the screen. I see out the corner of my eye. Screen goes blue. And I look over again. Starts to load for a second, and then completely freezes. And he was getting mad, him and his buddy. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck is this shit? He's already got my shit pre-ordered. What is this? Like, he getting mad. He's getting like fucking irate, you know what I'm saying, over this shit not working. So they had to come over, cut the shit off for about 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes later, they turned it back on, and it was working again. Working fine. Don't know what happened. I don't know if it overheated. I didn't see an arrow on the screen that said it overheated or anything like that. It just fucking crashed. I know that. Shit crashed. No, it was not dev kits. They had the PlayStation 4 sitting right next to us. PlayStation 4s and the controllers in our hand. No dev kit. Okay? So, Jabari, bruh, seriously. I know you said you was getting NAC. You had it pre-ordered. I want you to buy it. I really do. I really want you to spend $60 on NAC, bruh. And give an honest opinion. Matter of fact, I want you to buy it. Keep it for 30 days. And then post a picture of it. Take a fresh picture of it 30 days later. Just to make sure you still have it. Because I doubt that you keep that shit. That shit was garbage. Anyway, Contrast. Contrast was a good game. The controls was pretty weak as far as the game go. But it was a good game. You know what I'm saying? Different style of game, too. Kind of hard to describe. There was no sound, also. They had the TVs down, you know, for the sake of the store and interrupting business and stuff, so understandable. They did have one other display that they set up on a bigger TV that had sound turned up a little bit, but I didn't feel like standing up, so I went and sat at the other shit. I was lazy. The game Contrast, man, you know, textures weren't that great. Looks okay, but it was an indie game, so, you know, not to expect anything that was just full throttle in the graphics department. So, gameplay-wise, decent. But the concept of the game was pretty cool, you know, like stuff living in the shadows, you know what I'm saying? You play as a chick. You're able to kind of do this ability where you go into the light of a wall where the shadows are. You can kind of turn yourself to a shadow and then run up and down the shadows and, you know, get to where you got to go and shit like that. Shit was pretty cool. Definitely not a system seller. And quite frankly, I wouldn't pay for it to buy it either. Pinball was the next game I played. It was pinball. I mean, not really nothing to review there. It's pinball. Fun because it's pinball, but it's pinball. Can't really give credit on that. FIFA. You know, like I said, FIFA looked great. The crowd was amazing, man. The crowd, I ain't gonna lie, the crowd was the best I've seen on a sports game ever. So I'm waiting to see what 2K gonna do on next gen for their crowd. Cause that shit look great. You know, even when you would do the kicking on the end. I never played FIFA 14 on current gen yet, so I can't say much on it. But like when you would do a little inbound kick, if it was offsides or out of bounds, they would show the crowd behind the kicker, and they'd all be like looking, you know. And whenever they kick, they sit back or they react realistically to whatever's going on the field, you know, not just random cheers and chants and shit, you know, like Madden. But Octodad, God, man, I'm talking about everybody was laughing at that shit. That shit was horrible, dude, horrible, bro. And the fucking PlayStation fans talk about that's the game they want a PS4 for, man. I can't get over that shit. That shit is hilarious. I mean, you gotta be one retarded motherfucker to spend $400 for that game, bro. Come on, man. I mean, goddamn, bro. Like I said, call me a fanboy if you want, but that shit was trash. Trash. Oh, God. The other game they had, can't remember the name of it, but it was like, what kind of game was it? It's hard to even say what kind of game it was, to be honest, man. You ever played like a digger game on the phone? You know, you dig in the dirt. You know, kind of like imagine like a Mario, a old school Mario, right? An HD. You know, side-scrolling game. But this one wasn't really side-scrolling much. It was more of a picture, like an ant. Okay, imagine like an ant farm, right? And you digging, making tunnels and shit. That's how that game was. So you can imagine that it really didn't get any playtime. Nothing else. That was it. The entire experience was a complete bore outside of FIFA. Contrast, like I said, was pretty straight, but not an eye opener, not an eye popper. Whoever's dumbass decision it was to put those games to be demoed should be fired. No, would have been better if they'd have had like Killzone, Drive Club, maybe FIFA, Contrast, maybe NAC so people can get a feel for it, and something else. 2 other shits. But the shit they had was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Anyway, call me a fanboy. Like I said, you can suck my dick. Go play it yourself. And tell me I'm lying. Please, play it yourself. Please play it yourself and be honest with yourself, nigga, and tell me I'm fucking lying.